going for Chinese Swimming Club. Please enter Chinese Swimming Club. Kindly start your line up now.
stealing it and sealing the second set here. Off balance, and that was a wild shot. And well wide. Great return from KTS. It's back to 2-5. New Century Table Tennis Club still in the lead. And still with the advantage here. 2-1 up. 2 games to 1 up. The smash not working out against the net, and just a wry smile from KTS. They know they're in trouble here. Didn't get the luck of the net bounce there. Wide, and the 7-3, 4 points away from sealing a 2-sets-to-love lead for New Century Table Tennis Club against KTS Sports Club.
4 points away from sealing the win and 4 points away from their opponents. Lucky number 4 for New Century at the moment.
I think you might be the first person to ever say lucky number 4.
There you go.
Well, 3 points away.
Now, to be fair, after KTS won the first game, New Century really stepped up their game. They've been ruthless, they've been patient, they've been experienced. I think experience is what has really separated the two sides today. New Century giving me a nice little fist bump as I said that.
Love it, he's been hearing you the entire time. It just feels like KTS have given up the ghost here. They know they're in trouble, they know they're virtually, it's almost impossible for them to get something from this, although they get a point here. Well, 1 point away from sealing a 2-sets-to-love lead. New Century Table Tennis Club on their serve as well. The hush descends over our Tampines hub. And there's a mistake. An unforced error seals the deal as New Century Table Tennis Club go 2 sets up against KTS, winning this by 3 games to 1 in this doubles match. Stay tuned for game number 3. We are back at our Tampines hub. This matchup between KTS versus New Century Table Tennis Club. And Nitin, you know, it's one of those games where it piques the interest of people when there are hordes of people surrounding us to watch this matchup between Chu Mu and Teng Hoa. And you say you've watched Teng Hoa play.
I've watched Teng Hoa play, and I can tell you that he's a really good player. He's also, I think, the coach of KTS, which says a lot about his ability.
And just by the warm-up itself, the quality shown by these two players, I know it's just a warm-up, but both of them look very, very assured.
They look very comfortable at high speeds, don't they? Which only makes it great for the audience, this match. And Chu Mu has taken the early lead, 2-1.
Chu Mu for the New Century Table Tennis Club in the green against Teng Hoa in the red. New Century Table Tennis Club leading this by 2 sets.
That's just too good
To
from Teng
love,
Hoa.
but
2-all.
brilliant reply from Teng Hoa to keep it 2-2 in the first game here.
Brilliant. Now, I don't want to put too much on this match, but I expect a lot. These are two very high caliber players, and they're very comfortable at high speeds, which is always great.
Well, I don't think you can add on by saying you're not expecting much, but then it promises to be one of the better games, you think.
Yeah, definitely.
4-2 to Teng Hoa, who doesn't have the height advantage, but maybe that might not be an obstacle in this match.
A really low center of gravity makes him much quicker when it comes to reacting, which is very important in table tennis. That's a brilliant rally.
Well, that's a brilliant point you make there, Nitin. It's not like tennis where maybe a height advantage
matters.
might count, but in table tennis, maybe being the shorter guy makes you a little more nimble around the table.
For sure. And especially in the double game as well, where space is important. The bigger guys don't really get around very well.
Teng Hoa really aggressive in this match. He just has a little more muscle power compared to Chu Mu. A bit too much power in that case for Teng Hoa. Puts it wide.
Chu Mu knows he's up against a tough task, and he's just trying to get it back on the table and hoping that forces the error from Teng Hoa.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, you would have thought Chu Mu thought that he had a point there, but Teng Hoa from nowhere gets the winner. Well, I think the way to win this for Chu Mu is to keep the points as short as possible, because the longer it goes, it seems the more power that Teng Hoa has in his shots.
Yeah, and Teng Hoa seems comfortable from hitting from anywhere, whether it's further away from court or nearer to court. He's comfortable and he's got power and everything. Great serve there by Chu Mu.
People can't see it at home, but the curl and the spin these players put on their serves is incredible.
That's what all those hours of practice come down to. These little adjustments that they make in their serves, in their volleys. Just adding some top spin or back spin to their shots makes all the difference.
Well, Teng Hoa has been the better player in this first game against Chu Mu, and he's 2 points away from sealing this first game for KTS, and maybe they'll be back in this whole match.
Chu Mu's doing well though, he's staying in this. Just 2 points away now, Chu Mu with the serve. Wow. And Chu Mu's right back in this one, 9-8. Serving to level.
Well, twice now he's made an unforced error, and Chu Mu well back into this one. Both players taking their time, getting a little towel action going. They know these next 2 points will prove crucial. Well, this next point to get the advantage going. And that goes Tang Hua's way. And he gets the serve as well now.
Serving for the set. And there it is.
Well, such a tepid way to end that. I was expecting more, but Tang Hua gets the first game for KTS. Alexis O and WP Tan, we see you guys on the 11 Sports Facebook page. Thanks for joining us in this great matchup between Tang Hua and Chu Mu. Really enjoyed that first game. High quality table tennis action. And as you said, these guys are amateurs, but they're giving the pros who are watching this maybe a run for their money next time.
Yeah, definitely some high quality stuff being played out there. 11-9 for the first game. A really close game if you ask me. But Tang Hua just edges it in terms of quality. He looks really, really comfortable wherever he is on the court.
And he doesn't look like the kind of guy you want to meet in dark alley as well.
Yeah. He looks like he's got some strength, doesn't he? He's got a Wayne Rooney type of body.
I'll let you tell him that later on.
It's okay. Here we go, second set. And an unforced error, giving Chu Mu a 1-0 lead. Wow, that was a brilliant serve from Tang Hua and an even better response from Chu Mu.
It's almost a backhand smash.
Yeah, across court as well. Lots of skill. And Chu Mu started his second game really, really, really well. He's taken a 3-point lead. Oh. Unlucky net, a bounce off the net, just taking it wide.
By the way, that serve from Tang Hua, I think it spun left to right about 6 times before it reached his Chu Mu. Fantastic stuff.
He's pulling out all the stops. Oh. My. Oh.
Well, he apologizes for that. He didn't mean it, but just bounces off the edge of the table, not giving Tang Hua a chance to react, and he gets the point. Chu Mu. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, he does a brilliant job of staying in points, and he makes the opponent, always play that extra shot.
Well, it's not about always getting winners. It's about keeping yourself in and maybe getting your opponents to make that unforced error. Yeah. Although that point goes well, Tang Hua smashes it.
Tang Hua will be looking to bounce back quickly in this one.
Chu Mu trying to level this match between himself and Tang Hua, trailing by a game to love. But now with a 6-2 lead.
Chu Mu's done really well in the second game. Really, really well. And he's in with a really good shot of taking the second game as well. 5-point lead over Tang Hua.
That serve into the body is always the hardest for a player to return. And Chu Mu now 8-3 up.
Just 3 points away from making it 1-1 here in the second set. That's great accuracy there. Finding the smallest of gaps.
And that's all you need in this level of table tennis. Just the smallest of gaps to find the winner. And Teng Hoa needs to sort himself out here.
Teng Hoa definitely needs to sort himself out. It's a very poor second set from him. And you can see it as well, he looks really pissed. He isn't very happy at how he's playing the second set.
Well, that's the problem playing an individual sport. You need to contain your emotions. You don't have a teammate to help you out. It's all on you. You need to contain that.
There you go. Second set, Chu Mu. No, all credit to Chu Mu. He's done a great job in, always returning his shots, making Teng Hoa play that extra shot. And in the second set, that has really paid off. Teng Hoa not being able to find the correct shots in the second set.
Well, let me ask you a question. Teng Hoa is the coach/player of KTS. So who does he go to for advice?
Well, he's going to Kon Pang, who lost the first game. No, he's probably just telling him to keep calm. You know you've got the shots. It's just about a matter of timing, picking when to attack, when to defend, when to play shots with the spin, and when to play shots with the power, and when to play both.
Nitin Nambia, who has been in the thick of the action the past 2 days in the Singapore National Table Tennis League with his input on table tennis. And have you enjoyed? It's one of the fastest growing sports in Singapore, don't you think, table tennis?
I do play it recreationally. I played for my unit in NS and all that, but it is growing rapidly, especially here in Singapore. And it's a sport that we've done well as well at the Olympics and the SEA Games. So there's lots of potential here, and I hope we fulfill that potential one day.
And of course the Asian Games coming up in Indonesia. Well, Teng Hoa with the pep talk to himself possibly at the break, going 2 points up here in the third game.
Not quite panic bells yet for Chu Mu, but he'll be getting there soon if he keeps this up. Teng Hoa showing real dominance here in the opening stages of the third set. He's got a 3-0 lead. Make that 4. Chu Mu seems really nervous.
Oh, it's really been a seesaw match so far between these two.
The cameras and the attention might be getting to him.
Who knows? With the hundreds, thousands of people watching us on Facebook Live, on 11 Sports. We hope you're enjoying the action. We certainly are. And why not with action like that?
Fantastic, right?
Teng Hoa not able to complete that rally. Players wiping off the sweat off their brows. We are in an air-conditioned space here at the community hall, the auditorium of our Tampines hub. We've got a prize giving ceremony later on, which you can watch on the 11 Sports Facebook page highlights in the next week or so. Teng Hoa with a 5-2, make that 6-2 lead against Chu Mu in the third game.
Chu Mu starting to get really frustrated with himself here. Let's hope he can bounce back. That's a much better serve, setting up the winner. Or the unforced error rather.
Well, he's got himself back into this. Chu Mu.
Yeah, still plenty to do. 6-4, Teng Hoa serves.
Tang Hua. Well, Nitin Nambia has made way, and we've got Bernard Tan with us.
Hi, good evening.
How was your earlier match?
Well, for me personally, my matches weren't that great. I lost quite a number of matches, but my team is doing well now. We've just finished our last game, and we have just completed our league, and hopefully we are fighting for a 4th or 5th position. Yeah.
And
but this is a great match here now that you have, right?
It is a fantastic match between Chumu and Tang Hua. What can you tell us about these two players?
Well, both are from China, and they are fantastic players back then when they were in China in their own province. Chumu is a pen holder with a strong attacking style, so he covers all around the table, whereas Tang Hua is a very steady worker with a strong arsenal of attacking options. So this will be a very tight match, I believe.
Well,
and it is at 1 apiece, right? And 8-7. So I guess it's all about holding their nerves. And I think they are fighting to control this game. Whoever wins the 3rd game will be in control, I guess. Takes off some pressure.
Well, New Century Table Tennis Club leading now by 2 sets to love. So KTS definitely need this to get back into the match. They need Tang Hua to get a victory here. And what about these two players? So they were playing province table tennis before, and how did they find themselves in Singapore, if you know the history behind them?
Tang Hua came over to help the Singapore national team as a sparring partner. And Chumu was actually married to a Singaporean. Yeah, and he has come over and he has set up his own table tennis club, New Century Table Tennis Club.
Well, Tang Hua now it's points away from winning this match, from winning this game.
It's a set point, right? 10-8.
Yep.
The first set point for Tang Hua.
And for him to go 2-1 up here.
I think Tang Hua is going to play an even shot and to try and get an attack if possible. Whereas I think Chumu will try to take the initiative, which he does. And good shot.
Wow,
Tang Hua on the backhand. So now the score is 10-9. Tang Hua with still a serve and a point ahead.
Well, the previous 2 sets have been really, really tight. And the 3rd set proves to be the tightest of them all. Tang Hua to serve to go 2-1 up. And he gets it. The unforced error there.
It was an unforced error from Chumu. Had a good chance actually. The ball was pretty high actually.
So as the players go for their break, Bernard, obviously this is a record-breaking tournament. It was voted, well, it wasn't voted. It was given the record of being the largest table tennis tournament in Singapore last year. It has broken the record this year. What has been the overall assessment for you about this tournament?
I think this league, right, has brought together many different players of different levels of skills. From Division 1 to Division 6 is a very wide division, and in Division 6 there are more than 8 teams, whereas in 1 to 5 there are 8 teams per division. And I thought that many people are interested in playing in this league because I think the way they have done it makes it very interesting, exciting, and the players had a good time, I think, in the last 2 editions, and I think it will continue to grow. And what is very good for the organizers is they've included para athletes into the games. And if you see the competitors, they are from all walks of life, both men and women, from all age range, from the very young children to the very old players. They're all here to have a weekend of fun of table tennis competition.
And I know no national players are allowed in this tournament, but have we seen stars of the future, do you think, in this tournament?
I think when we say there are no national players, it means that there are no full-time salaried national players. But certainly we have a lot of players who have national standards participating in this competition. I think Tang Hua would be able to get a place in our national team at this point in time, actually.
Well, we've certainly been privileged to watch high quality table tennis between Tang Hua and Chu Mu today.
One, two. Chu Mu to serve.
And me and Nitin were discussing earlier on, Tang Hua a bit shorter than Chu Mu, but is that an advantage in a sport like table tennis perhaps?
I think table tennis relies a lot on mobility, and I think Tang Hua has got a very good pair of legs. He moves around the table well. His shots are solid, and Chu Mu as well. You know, he moves really well too. And well, I think the only advantage maybe is because of the handshake racket, because the handshake racket apparently wields more power than the pen holders. But Chu Mu is also in a class of his own in terms of power. The shots that he hits in terms of his attacking options are really strong and fantastic.
Chu Mu 3-2 in the lead here in this fourth game.
He's trying to push the ball to Tang Hua's backhand, but it was a bit long. So the score now is at 3 apiece in the fourth game of this exciting encounter. I must say this must be one of the top matches that you can see in the league in this year's competition.
I hope everyone is enjoying it on the 11 Sports Facebook page. Bringing you 2 days of table tennis action from the Singapore National Table Tennis League live from our Tampines hub.
There was a controlled forehand by Chu Mu, making sure that Tang Hua couldn't borrow some power from him to return the shot. You will notice that Chu Mu has an ability to hit with both sides of his racket, and that makes him one of the more interesting players to watch in terms of the pen holder styles.
And what I've noticed in this match, of course, is that the rallies last longer than most of the other matches, where unforced errors seem to be the order for most of the players who are maybe inexperienced, who try to force it instead of maybe playing a patient game.
I think you need a lot of good training, regular practices in order to maintain such level of play. Because to keep the ball in, you need to move well, you need to position your ball. And these two top players are just attempting to control each other by placing their shots and making it difficult for the opponent to execute a powerful shot. And I think that's exactly what Chu Mu just did, trying to force the ball directly into Tang Hua's body, so that he doesn't generate enough power to get it over.
Well, not every shot has to be a winning shot. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, exactly. We as players, we don't go all out to try and create it with power with every shot that we hit. Sometimes it's just about making good control. Control is achieved sometimes with a spin and a placement. And I think these two players will best exemplify what I just said. They are very good players in their own right.
Well, I'm not sure if anyone can see it from the screens on Facebook Live, but the way they serve and the spin they get on the serve is really something else.
If you are a player, you would understand what I mean, because the spins are really strong sometimes, and it will make the difference between a Division 1 player and Division 6 player. Or for that matter, even the Division 2 player might find it too difficult to control the spins of a top player in Division 1.
Well, Tang Hua 8-7 in the lead here. 3 points away from winning this set.
Well, I think Chu is now going to go for a change of tactics. He may turn a bit more aggressive in order to level up the match to 2-all. Does that with a great forehand, added extra power and spin to that forehand. Tang Hua had difficulty in controlling the return shot, and it went wide. Another fantastic placement, good control of the spin forcing Tang Hwa to place the ball wide again.
Well, the momentum now with Chu Mu, 9-8 up. Well, this match has been close throughout and it's 9-all. And off screen here, all attention, all eyes on this match, and that just shows you the level of interest between these two powerhouses in their own right for KTS and New Century Table Tennis Club.
Tang Hwa is calming himself down, bracing himself for the fantastic last two shots that he would like to execute. And there it is! A strong forehand straight into the center of the table.
Well, too strong for Chu Mu, who had no reply for that. And just like that, it's set points for Tang Hwa.
Match point, actually.
Match point indeed.
The first match point for the night, for him today. Oh, there was a wicked serve by Chu Mu. Lots of spin generated. So now it's deuce at 10 apiece in the fourth game of this exciting encounter between Tang Hwa of KTS and Chu Mu of New Century Club.
Well, great reply from Tang Hwa to keep that in play, causing the error from Chu Mu.
I think Chu Mu had a good opportunity, but he pushed the ball too far.
Second match point, Tang Hwa. And he gets it. Well, fantastic work. And these two athletes, these two competitors really have put on a show for us here. But unfortunately for Chu Mu, just misses out as Tang Hwa gets KTS on the board. But they still trail by one match. It's 2-1 to NCTTC. Well, as our suspicions were confirmed earlier on, there is a walkover, Bernard, between KTS and NCTTC in the doubles. And what information do you have from that?
Well, I believe New Century Table Tennis Club this year has fewer than the required 7 players in many of their matches, because some of their players are not able to be present for the competition. So in that sense, they may have given a lot of their opponents a handicap in every match they have played, and it is a testimony that they've just lost 2 or 3 matches between their opponents and themselves.
Well, they've handicapped themselves by not having enough.
Well, you could see it from that angle, but I'm sure they would have preferred all their players to have turned up as well, because they are a strong team actually, with Chu Mu helming the team, and they have got some fantastic players, which you'll see one more now in green is Wu Ti, who is playing in the third single slot, and he's going up against Zhang Zhen from KTS.
So what can you tell us about these two players here?
Wu Ti and Zhang Zhen are both China-born players. They have come to Singapore to further their education, and they have been some of the better players in our local school scene, and they have taken their game to the league. And besides the top players, I think Zhang Zhen and Wu Ti are among the top players of the league as well. they have helped their respective teams to very favorable positions in the previous leagues.
So we're talking about players who are very, very young, these two guys.
Yeah, I think they are about 20 or 20 over years old, and they've been playing and practicing table tennis. I think some of our local schools may have recruited them particularly for their table tennis skills as well. So I think they have been playing in the schools and now for their clubs as well. They possess a wide range of attacking options in their play, and Uti is a pen holder while Zhang Zhen is on the handshake grip. They will provide a very interesting competition for each other in terms of their attacking styles.
Now, is there any advantage being, well, do you save your best players is what I'm trying to say for the third singles match, usually?
I think maybe New Century has been aware that they may not have all their players at their disposal. So I think in terms of their placement of players, they have been very strategic. And obviously, I think they have predicted it may have gone down to the wire.
Well, it is now down to the wire. With that walkover, it is 2-2 between New Century Table Tennis Club and KTS. So this is the decider.
Indeed, this is the fifth tie of the match. And right now, I think Zhang Zhen seems to be pulling away with a 2-5, with a 5-2 lead over Wu Ti in this first game of the fifth tie in this match. But like I told you, Wu Ti possesses quite a wide range of attacking options. His arsenal of strokes, attacking options, really can unsettle his opponents.
Well, he seems to be the more aggressive of the two players for here.
Yeah, but maybe pressure is getting to him and making some unforced errors. But Zhang Zhen is a great player in his own right, and he's pushing Uti to the maximum as well.
I was just about to mention that, like, these are amateur players and they know that this is the main table with the cameras on them. Does that maybe add a little more pressure to their performance?
I guess so. Because when I'm playing on this table, I feel a bit of pressure because the camera is behind me actually, or looking at me directly.
Zhang Zhen 7-4 up here in the first game.
And the score now stands at 7-5. Zhang Zhen to serve with a 2-point lead in the first game of this fifth tie in this match between KTS and New Century Table Tennis Club.
Now, do we know where both of these teams are in terms of the tables and what they have to play for in this match?
I think KTS together with a New Century, they are fighting for positions 2 to 5. Because I think the runaway is the defending champion Sunsport Elite. They are the runaway champions team this year, and I think they have already gotten the title in the bag.
Well, no worries of relegation then for either team.
No, I think they are fighting for a more better finish in this Division 1 league.
Brilliant reply.
There was
Zhang
a
Zhen.
mighty forehand from Uti, but Zhang Zhen was well anticipating that shot and prepared himself for a swift return to the other side of the table. (9-7) hit the net court at the serve. Missed that shot, Zhang Zhen, bringing the score now to 9-8. Uti must be relieved because he plays quite a inviting shot for Zhang Zhen to hit, but unfortunately Zhang Zhen hit it long. Another one.
Well,
But Zhang Zhen has hit it long
well, it
too.
just seemed like Woody was setting Zhang Zhen on, but just not able to capitalize on that smash.
Indeed, indeed. But I think fatigue has also set in because this is the last match of the day. The players are a bit tired. And there you go. Uti has recovered from 7-9 down, taking lead at 10-9 with a set point in the first game of this fifth tie.
And he has to serve now.
Well, he missed. So it's 10 apiece. Deuce. KTS to serve.
Well, how important is it to always win the first set? It sets the momentum up for the rest of the match, doesn't it?
Yes, and it's psychologically a booster for the player. He'll probably feel a bit more relaxed knowing he's one game up. He can use a wider range of his skill sets to try and unsettle the opponent. There was a fantastic forehand by Zhang Chen. Enough venom and power in that shot. Although Uti was anticipating it, he couldn't return the shot, and it was wide. So the score is at 11-all with Zhang Chen serving. Forces an error from Zhang Chen. Uti.
Well, both players slowing it down, and you can sense it's just a little tight in their play right now, sensing how important the next point is. He gets it. First set to Woody. Didn't look likely at one point, but he gets it. And he leads here. Well, Bernard has left us to watch his own team, and coming in is the voice of Singapore table tennis. Is he or isn't he? Nitin Nambia. And look, Nitin, you're coming in at a great time. This is a fantastic matchup. It's a decider 2-all between NCTTC and KTS. One set up is Woody from NCTTC. And this is a decider. And as Sir Alex would say, squeaky bum time.
No, but we've got to talk about both clubs and how they've done a really good job. KTS and NCTTC, sorry. It's 2-2, really competitive. It's exactly what a Division 1 fixture should be, and both teams are pulling out all the stops here to try and get this win that will see them claim the victory here today.
Yeah, well, a win for either of these teams could see them finish as high as second, probably third.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You know,
Well, Woody getting the point there, but a gasp in the crowd as Chang Chen tried to save that.
you know what?
Went
Great,
into the advertising hoardings.
great determination from Chang Chen. He actually ran into the hoardings, but he got his shot back on the table and still required Woody to execute the finish, which he did perfectly. But great determination from Chang Chen. He hasn't given up here.
Well, hopefully that hasn't taken the win out of the sails from Chang Chen. But Woody now 4-1 up here in the second set. One set up in this best of 5 in the decider between KTS and New Century Table Tennis Club. And Bernard saying earlier on, these two very young players, maybe in their early 20s. So expect plenty of power, plenty of exertions from both of them, plenty of energy.
Yeah, you can tell with the amount of power they're putting into their shots, both these guys are raring to go here, but it just looks like Woody has has the better of his opponent for now. Changchen really needs to step up his game here. If not, he'll see himself 2 sets down, and that might be all she wrote.
2 sets down with a hill to climb.
That was some great attacking play there by Changchen. Looks like that crash into the hoardings hasn't affected him as much as we thought it might have. Good for him.
Oh, that's
It's
a
a very
unforced
poor
error.
Poor serve.
And in a match this tight, it's every point that counts. Although he gets back into it. Still 7-5 to Woody from New Century.
Woody there trying to get some spin on the shot, but just couldn't get enough to get it back on the table.
Setting himself, drying up the ball. Wow, that smash just made it unreturnable.
Great pace on that shot.
Woody 3 points away from making this a 2 sets to love lead for New Century.
Changchen isn't going down without a fight. Woody now 2 points away from match point. Now this is a really key point in the game now. Changchen has to get this point. Let's see if he can do it.
Well, he won that with the serve. Just made it almost unreturnable. Just got something back, but set it up for Woody to get a winner. And now he is 1 point away from making it a 2 sets to love lead.
Oh, he rushed it there a bit, Woody.
Changchen still in this.
Did we see another 11-all deuce?
Well, it was tight in that first set.
Oh, not today. Woody ensuring that he doesn't go to deuces in the second. He takes it 11-8. He now has a 2-set lead over Changchen.
And 1 set away from winning this for New Century.
It just speaks volume for the division. The teams like KTS and New Century find it hard to finish top in that league.
Well, Sun Sports Elite, the runaway winners, and I saw them train early on, a few weeks leading up to the competition, in Arton Sports Lab, in a dedicated table tennis location for them.
Now, the thing about Sunsport, they don't just have Sunsports Elite, they have Sunsports 1, Sunsports 2. So there is progression. You know, it looks like a really professionally run club, to be fair. And they're putting up the results today.
Well, Woody looks like he's ready to sew this up for New Century. But Changchen, who had a little pep talk from his head coach Tang Hua, will he be able to reply here?
He's got it all to do in this third. He has to win this one. And he starts perfectly. A great, real positive start there by Changchen.
Well, that return of serve from Woody shows you don't have to hit power every time. It's just the placement and the technique. And you cause your opponent all sorts of trouble. For the first time, he's in the lead here in this third game. Woody. (3-1).
Changchen seems to have real difficulty when Woody starts hitting it with pace. Returns haven't been as good as in the first and second set. There you go again. Just rushing the shot. Woody now with the 3-point lead.
And just like that, he's almost halfway there in this third game to clinching victory for New Century. 6-1 up. Well, this is not what we expected here.
KTS coach Tang Hwa looks really disappointed in Chang Chen and his performance here in the third. Oh, that's a great shot.
Well, a nice cheeky shot there. Keep himself in this.
No reaction from his coach though. He's still looking disappointed. Let's see if Chang Chen can change. If Chang Chen can turn that frown upside down for his coach Tang Hwa.
Well,
oh, not really.
8-2. Well, we thought it was going to be a tight third game here. Might even have thought Chang Chen could have given himself some hope. But 9-2, and
Yeah.
it looks like this matchup between NC, TTC and KTS has found its winner, and it is match points now for Woody.
And you could see it from in the first set. It was really close. He went to level all deuce, and Woody got it in right at the end. Second set wasn't as close, and here in the third set, Woody's just running away with it. So in my
That's
opinion,
it.
there you go, your clear winner.
Clear winner, and congratulations to New Century Table Tennis Club, who edged this encounter by 3 sets to 2. And this is the final match in our broadcast of the Singapore National Table Tennis League 2018. We hope you have enjoyed our coverage for the past 2 days. Do stay tuned to 11 Sports as we will give you the tournament highlights in the coming week with, of course, the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you next year in 2019 for the next Singapore National Table Tennis League. Good evening.